So I'm Jim Hammond, the managing partner of Veranda Beach, and many would say the visionary of Veranda Beach. However, I'm often quick to correct them that I collaborated with some very resourceful and experienced fellows in developing the master plan for Veranda Beach, and we started with a brainstorming session of what our experiences were when we were children and growing up in cottage communities. We were very fortunate to have the luxury of a developer being able to develop a cottage community without regard to the cost of the land and the density, which is usually a very challenging part of our life. And so this property was acquired at a price and was large enough that we had the luxury of building a cottage community. So there really is only one Veranda Beach that we know of, and it's become an amazing place. I think that really the toehold that has really developed the culture of Veranda Beach is the devotion that we've had to family, and creating a place that was going to enable families to spend time together, and also to develop friendships and relationships with other families. So, you know, each of the greens at Veranda Beach has turned into a neighborhood, and those neighborhoods are remarkable places where children all play together and know one another and look forward to meeting one another each summer. There's a tremendous sense of safety here for the children, but also you know, it's a time when you didn't lock your door, and many of our cottage owners don't lock their doors here. So, you know, we all live in urban environments. This is a summer retreat, cottage community, where it's almost unbelievable the amount of trust and the safety that we enjoy here. The children, with all the parking segregated to the back of the site, are often riding around on their tricycles and bicycles. And Darren, you and I saw this morning some kids, none of whom was more than 8 or 9 or 10 years old, having a basketball game on the main street of Veranda Beach. So, you know, I think that's pretty evident that their parents feel comfortable with them enjoying that freedom.
And seeing the bikes, I mean, that's a big thing.
Well, the bikes are unbelievable.
Seeing them lined up against the fence.
Well, our neighbors had 15 bikes lined up against their fence the other night, and we questioned how many people were staying with them in their cottage. Well, apparently Grandpa called a meeting and laid down the law that, you know, the bikes were all over the place, and if the bikes weren't put away all in a line against this fence every night, you would lose your privileges for the rest of the vacation. So it was an interesting story.
What would be a typical day at Veranda Beach?
Well, early in the morning, it's Dad or Grandpa with the dog. A typical day at Veranda Beach, you know, is Grandpa and Dad, sometimes Mom, walking the dog. And then the village comes alive, usually 8 or 9 o'clock, and of course, if you know, those of us that have had families know the little ones are anxious to get up and they rise early, so away we go, and on a nice day it's off to the beach or off to the pool or off to the marina to get the boat and do some wakeboarding or surfing, tubing for the little ones. And then usually there's, I think it's safe to say if you're under 15, there's a trip to the store every day where, you know, you get your penny candy, or what we used to know as penny candy, of course. And there's a diner. If Mom and Dad are fortunate enough to keep the kids at the pool, they can enjoy a pina colada or lunch at the pool. We see a lot of that. It's a very busy place during the day, particularly when the sun's out. And then in the evenings, it's barbecues, movies on the village green, bocce and badminton and all kinds of games. So that's typically a typical day at Veranda Beach.
Last question for you, Jim. You've created something special here, so what is next? What's the future?
Well, I think, Darren, we've got a very bright and exciting future right here at Veranda Beach, as far as I'm personally concerned, and we're really looking forward to the development of the amphitheater and the golf course. There's been all kinds of ideas bandied about as far as the golf course goes. This is perhaps a golf course where you can wear flip-flops. You can take your dog to play golf. It may not be 18 holes. The golf industry is discovering that maybe 5 hours is a little too long for most people, particularly if they have families. So this is a family-oriented resort, and we expect that this golf course is certainly going to be a recreational amenity that everybody is going to enjoy here. So it's going to be fun. It's not going to be a championship golf course. You won't see the PGA Tour here, but we'll have a lot of fun here. So there's golf course, there's a winery, we've got some amazing wine in the barrels that we're so excited to release next year. Our winemaker, Katie Perry, is a phenomenal lady, has amazing credentials, and she and I are both very, very excited about the release of that first wine. So lots to look forward to. Some new cottages, some new families joining us here, and all kinds of amenity.
Can you do one where you just, lastly, just invite people to maybe come down? You know what I mean? It's almost like we can talk about this, but it's like, I think you need to see this for yourself.
Well, if you've ever thought about owning your own grow-op, this is the place to do it, Darren.
Did he just say what I thought he said?
It's on film.